Hey folks, welcome to Seawaywhiskywire. Tonight on the bar, we've got the Two Brewers Classic Release number 48, Canadian Single Malt Whisky. Stay tuned. Well, hey folks, thanks for coming back after the intro. I'm Tyler, and tonight on the bar, we are really going to sip the north. We're going to go way up north into Whitehorse, Yukon to check out this release from Two Brewers Distillery. We've got the Two Brewers Classic Release number 48, Canadian Single Malt Whisky. But before I get into the overview and the specs on this release from Two Brewers, if you have yourself anything from Two Brewers, maybe you got this classic release, maybe you got a previous classic release, something from their peated or innovative line, and you want to pour yourself a dram and drink along with me, please do so. I encourage it. It makes life a heck of a lot better for you guys on the other end, and I enjoy you guys drinking along with me, especially when it's Two Brewers whiskey. So what can I tell you guys about this release here from Two Brewers? Well, like it states in the packaging, this is release number 48. It is from their classic line, and it comes in with an ABV stamp of 43% ABV, non-chill filtered, no color added, just the way we like it. And this particular release here is a blend of kind of all their old stocks, almost like a heel stocks of different casks they had left over, and kind of a mad scientist put together here. But they are nice enough to break it down for us and give us some nice transparency here. So for this particular single malt blend we have here, 47% of this whiskey is coming in at 10 years of age. Then we've got 30% of it being 11 years of age, and then 23% of it is 14 to 17 years old. And they state in some literature they gave me there that 6% of it is actually 17 years of age. So you're getting a good portion of older whiskeys in here as well. With that, they put all these single malts together in the malting room. It's primarily casking in ex-bourbon casks, but they do mention that there is some ex-peated barrels in there, as well as some ex-PX sherry. So very interesting maturation process again, and very interesting blended process for sure. Let's get into the presentation on Two Brewers here, because I got a lot to say about this here. Two Brewers, I'm in love with their packaging. Classic bottle, classic look, very sleek, very, dare I say, Scotch-like in a Canadian market, but there is a ton of information on here, folks. They've got everything from, talks about the different malts used in it, talks about the profile, the flavor notes, they talk about the background of the distillery. They also mention prominently right here on the back, non-chill filtered, no color added, just the way we like it. And it is just a thing of beauty. I wish more and more distilleries would take note on this. They kind of go the extra mile. It is very prim, proper, and neat, and has tons of information, and I love the fact they're doing it. So thank you, Two Brewers, for being transparent, and thank you for treating the whiskey drinker with dignity and respect. With that, let's transition into the pour and take a look at the color. We'll get a little cork pop here. There we go. Pour a nice little dram of Two Brewers Classic Release number 48. Give it a little swirl in the glass, and we'll go in for a closer look at it here. Again, prominently matured in ex-bourbon, but there is some ex-peated whiskey in there, and ex-sherry barrels as well. But again, mainly parting the flavor, the color, from those ex-bourbon barrels. And I'm getting a nice pale gold on that. Pale straw gold on the color from me, guys. Yeah, very nice. Very nice natural presentation from Two Brewers. With that, let's get in the nose and see what we can get out of this number 48 release of the classic line from Two Brewers Distillery located in Whitehorse, Yukon. So hopefully you got something in your glass, drink along with me, and let's go in for the nose and take a look on the nose. Right away at 43%. Nothing abrasive at all. And being that the youngest whiskey in this being 10 years of age, all that ethanol, all that burn, all that bitterness is really kind of aged out of it. And I don't know where they're getting their casks from, but they're clearly good quality casks. It's a very rich nose, very creamy vanilla, rich caramel and toffee notes in there too. Some lovely clover honey. I'm getting some apples too. Fresh green apples, red apples, overripe pears, like cooked pears. There's a touch of earthiness in there too. Not a peaty earthiness by any means, but it's just kind of this touch of like grassy, earthy fields kind of thing going on. And then at the back end, just this little touch and tinge of some red berries, some raspberries in there, maybe some blackberries as well, some strawberries. Yeah, lovely nose. Nice little bit of legs on it too. I'm seeing in the glass here. Well, very nice nose. Let's transition into the palate and see what I can pull out of this Two Brewers Release number 48 of their classic line from them. Hopefully you got something good in your glass. Cheers to your health. Let's get into it. Mouth coating, oily. Lighter, hangs on to the walls of your mouth there, but it's thinner, but it does cling on. So it gets a good pass from that. It is fairly oily. Nothing abrasive, no alcoholic notes in there. Nothing offensive on the initial palate. The palate really does match the nose almost identical, almost to a T. Creamy vanillas, caramels, honey, toffee, some burnt caramel notes in there too. Let's go for another sip. I'm explaining it almost as a very, very sweet dram. It is not. It's it's more Scotch-like. It's a lighter sweetness, but they are there. But it's that creamy richness, sweet. There's a bit of bitterness in there too, probably from the casking. It's kind of disguised in there almost as a burnt caramel or a bit of like that earthiness. Again, grassy notes. But then I'm getting big pears. I'm getting like cooked pears, cooked apples, baked apples, red berries in there, raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. Like really nice notes in there. The back end is a cinnamon and clove. The cinnamon is kind of like artificial cinnamon, almost like a cinnamon red heart that you would get in there. And the clove just kind of balances it out. But it's a very nice dram. And it drinks a lot older, I shouldn't say that. It drinks as old as they claim it to be, I would say. And that's really nice to me. But it's very, very much smoothed out, rounded out. There's nothing too offensive on it there. That little bit of bitterness in the, a little bit of bitterness from the casking in there. But other than that, it is a fabulous, fabulous, flavorful dram. With that, let's move on to the finish. Give you guys my final thoughts and opinions on it. And then we'll move into the value proposition after that. But on to the finish, one more sip. So solid medium finish on this one. Medium to short, but I would probably probably more say medium to long on this. Even at 43%, it still has a good bit of length to it and fairly complex. Even for something that's basically just like, they're run-of-the-mill, standard everyday, distillate, matured in ex-bourbon with that little bit of combination. But those aging processes, those different ages that are attached to those whiskeys, I think really helps it out a lot. Sweet, flavorful, fruity. A great entry into Two Brewers. I think this is a great crowd pleaser. There's not a lot of people I would give this to that I don't think would be impressed with it or at least respected, and that's saying a lot for them. Because the next thing we're gonna get into is the value proposition, and this might make or break Two Brewers for you guys. This bottle here, they were nice enough to send this over the channel for me to take a look at, so thank you very much, Two Brewers, for sending this over. Really appreciate it. I love the fact that this came all the way from Whitehorse, Yukon, down to me here in the Seaway, and I got to try it and share it with my friends and family. Thank you very much for that. This bottle here, I believe it's still available on their website, and I'll put all the information down below in the description. You can take a look at them. $138 plus shipping. So I mean, I don't know what the shipping is to Ontario here, but you're probably looking at an extra $20 of shipping, I would think, at least on there. So you're looking at $150 plus to get this bottle in here. Again, 10 years to 17 years of age on the whiskeys that are in here. Great entry level to Two Brewers if you want to try out their stuff without getting too into their innovative or peated releases or whatnot. I think it's a great place to start for sure. I'm always loving people to start off with something that's ex-bourbon just to really get the kind of flavor, feel, and profile of the distillate. And I think of that 43% range that's at there, natural presentation, no color added, non-chill filtered. I think that really will help out the whiskey enthusiasts and also not scare anybody away from those higher ABV stamps on it. So I'm going to tell you guys to go out and check this one out if you haven't tried anything from Two Brewers. I think if you tried a classic release from Two Brewers, I would recommend you try something else in their line, maybe from their innovative casks or the peated cask lines, whatever. But this is definitely a great place to start, and I'm definitely glad they sent it over to me to take a look at, and I would definitely recommend it for you to go check out. And again, link to their website's going to be in the description below. Sip the North, hashtag Sip the North. I'll put that down here somewhere. And go out there and support some local Canadian distilleries. In this case, not so local for me, but still a very terrific, trailblazing Canadian distillery, craft distillery nonetheless. There we go. I'll leave you guys with that. That's my review of Two Brewers Classic Release number 48, Canadian Single Malt Whisky. And man, I love it, and I think you will too. So go check that out. And if you like what we're doing here at Seaway Whiskey Wire, you guys know that drill. Like and subscribe down below. And hey, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Seaway Whiskey Wire for more content. If you guys are still hanging around this long in the video, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Love making these videos for you guys. Love trying and sharing great Canadian distilleries releases with you guys, and in the hopes that you'll go out and venture out, maybe place an order, check out some of their stuff, and get into it as well, because there is such a great landscape of Canadian whiskey out there for us to explore up here in Canada. And even for those that are just down a little bit north of Canada, or south of Canada, pardon me, and you want to check this out, I would definitely encourage you to check it out too, because it is just that darn good, folks. With that, I'm gonna go and finish up my little dram here, and probably get to some editing here shortly. So take care, all the best, and we'll see you around, guys. Bye for now.